Welcome to Land Academy. This is the Cash Flow from Land show, where we show you how to buy unwanted vacant land and sell it for more on the internet. I'm Steve Butala.
I'm Jill DeWit.
We are your hosts. With over 15,000 completed transactions, we are the experts in this niche land flipping business.
We hold a drawing to win a free property every month. Enter to win by reviewing this show on iTunes and downloading our free ebook at landacademy.com. All right, let's get this show started.
Steve Butala for Land Academy here. Welcome to our Cash Flow from Land show. In this episode, Jill and I talk about a game we came up with a few years ago called the airport game. Jill, everybody seems to get a kick out of this, the airport game.
You came up with this game, by the way.
I guess I did. Hey, before we get into that, let's take a question from a caller. And by the way, if you have a question, give us a call at 888-735-5045. It's not a sales pitch. It's just a way for us to efficiently answer your questions and get you on the show.
Cool. All right. Janice from Florida called in and asked, how long will it take me to get to your level? Love it.
Oh, I don't like this question.
Oh, no, it's a good question. Well, how about this? Can you just, Stephen, give us, because I know you have a spreadsheet. Well, you have a spreadsheet for everything. But, oh my gosh, you have a spreadsheet for grocery shopping. Anyway, what?
I totally do.
You do. You have a spreadsheet that you can get from, where you can be in 0 to 24 months or 0 to 12 months. So maybe not be at our level because this has been since 1999 in the making. But if someone puts their head down and really focuses and say does this 20 hours a week, what could they expect?
We seem to, and please back me up here or correct me, we seem to have a couple of types of members. We have several members who fall into the category of just obsessed. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if they're working on it full time or if they have a full time job and they just get home and that's everything else that they do is work on this. But we have some incredibly successful, very fast members. Mm-hmm. One of our members purchased or is now purchasing, a 4,000 unit portfolio in tranches and reselling it and making bank. Mm-hmm. So. And she was not maybe the most likely member when she started that I thought had the traits of success, but she's got it figured out. Mm-hmm. So, and then there's people.
She's methodical.
Yeah, well, she's she's got that engineering background. So it really depends on Janice. If you make the thing that I see, to put it in one word, is commitment. If you make a commitment to this, by the time that you get to us and you're purchasing our stuff and seeking our advice and going out on Success Plant and asking a lot of questions, you're going to do great. If I'm not dodging the question, I'm going to answer it with math. Right?
Okay.
I'm just saying the commitment piece is so important. I think there's some people, the other half of the people that buy this thing, I think they buy it and put it in the back of their closet.
Right.
And that's not good. If you're going to put this in the back of your closet or anything that we sell or do, or don't buy it. Please don't buy it. Mm-hmm. It doesn't do you any good. It doesn't do us any good. It doesn't do our members any good.
Well, it's not a bad thing.
We just lost how many sales did we just lose?
Yeah, you lost me. Just kidding. No, it's not a bad thing. No, what if someone, I don't think that's a bad thing. Someone buys it. Well, how about this? Some people, I think, because I've done this, I've bought things and it's staring at me until I can't take it anymore. And then I'm going to take action. So maybe there's somebody that has our program and it's sitting on their desk and it's staring at them. And maybe they just need a little more kick or something's got to happen, and then they have it right there to kick it in. So
the math that Jill's talking about is this. I've done this for many, many people. It's a motivation piece, and it actually happened to me and happens to us all the time. We, as crazy as it sounds, we double and triple our money on every single transaction, or we don't do it at all. So for sake of argument, if you started with $500, which is the number I started with, and I'm not saying this is typical for everybody, and that's not a legal disclaimer. I'm just saying there are people that could start with $500 today. Mm-hmm. Double it the first month. Mm-hmm. What is that? Do you have a calculator? So
you spend 4 weeks to do.
We buy properties regularly for $500. If you're very new to this show or in the whole thing, we talk about buying properties all through our programs for $500, and our members regularly do it. If you find that hard to believe, please go out onto Success Plant, which is where all of our members get together and talk about all this stuff And very skeptical people go out on there and they post a question like this. Is this for real? Come on. I mean, you're all real members. Can you really send out a mailer and buy a piece of property for $500? And the answer is heck yes. They're out there answering it. These are real people that have done this and do it on a weekly basis. So if you do the math, it's $500. Let's say you're doing this just on Sunday, very part-time. You buy a piece of property for $500, you sell it for $1,000. The next month, you spend that $1,000 and you turn it into $2,000, and on and on and on. $2,000 to $4,000, $4,000 to $8,000, $16,000, $32,000, $64,000, and $128,000. So now you're at month 9 at $128,000. And then what do you do about month 10? You double it again for $250,000. Mm-hmm. If you can do this, and many of our members do, and I certainly, we do it all the time, you've made that commitment. So now a very logical people would ask, are there that many transactions? That's hilarious, because there's way more vacant land than there are houses. I think there's 80, 100, and I have to get the numbers. I don't remember. The number of single family residences is in the millions, and I will get that number. But the number of vacant land properties there's way more than that.
Right.
So, I mean, when's the last time you've heard anybody say they bought a house and they flipped it and doubled their money? They bought it for $100 and sold it for $200 without doing anything to it or ever going to look at it.
Exactly.
That just doesn't happen.
It doesn't happen. The main thing for this is not only commitment, but you have to get into a system and be consistent. So don't take your money and run. Yay, I started with $500. Say you did it wrong. I did it all wrong. I started with $500 and I'm 7 months in and I'm sitting with $8,000. Okay. By the way, that's not bad. You goofed off. You took 2 months off. You're fine. But
take some discipline and some system and some commitment.
Don't spend it, reinvest it. And
that kind of stuff goes without saying. I'm glad you brought it up, because I just assume people are serious about investing in real estate. They have a job, a regular job. They're doing this on the side, like most of our members, or some of our seasoned real estate members who are the real estate agents, but they do this on the side. Mm-hmm. So they've figured out a way to pay for their regular bills. They don't need that extra money, and they're just pouring it right back in.
Right.
No, you can, if you do the math, you strictly double the money. You put these systems in place that we teach all throughout our programs and Success Plan and on the show.
Access Plan.
Access Plan.
Access Plan.
Access Plant.
I like that better. That's a whole new thing.
Excess Money Plant.
Excess Money Plant. That's our new website. That's awesome.
You try to say Success
Janice,
Plant like 10 times.
When you have excess money, call us. This is Excess Money Plant. That's kind of what we do. People call us with excess money all the time, by the way.
No, you can generate $1 million in 24 months very realistically by doubling your money with this product type. It's all about your commitment and how much mail you send out and your organization. And like anything, there's a ton of little tasks that get involved. You can mechanize them through virtual assistants or however you do that.
We're going to do that at some point too. Anyway, that's one of the programs that we've been preparing behind the scenes.
You know why I haven't done that? Mm-hmm. I have it all written.
I know.
It's called the 24-month Millionaire. The only reason I haven't really pushed that thing forward is because our students keep asking us they keep prioritizing the programs that we release.
True.
So they just were begging, and we're going to release it on February 1st for access to the data that we talk about, the actual data that we use to buy property, which is from First American Title, and then a great printer to get the stuff in the mail for less than the price of a stamp.
Right, because we're combining all of us together to get an awesome deal.
So, and we did that. Exactly, because
you can't do that.
All of us together.
Going to one printer, for 5,000 mailers a month, that's not as much. But you got 50 people together doing 5,000 mailers a month. Now your printer's paying attention and you got a better rate.
Which is what we did.
Exactly.
It's like a co-op, like a printing co-op.
It is like a printing co-op. Very good. So
that's why we can get it so cheap. And now we have access. All of us have access to these prices. So, and all we charge is we pass it all through. We charge a monthly fee, a monthly membership. What would you call it? Membership subscription, I guess.
Exactly.
Or fee.
Okay, we answered Janice's question.
How long does it take how Janice says from Florida, how long does it take to get to your level?
I think we answered it.
how long? What level are we? I don't know.
Well,
it's going to take probably if you really dedicate yourself, you could be
12. We're level 12
in 5 years. What do you think?
To our business, I bet that's a good number.
3 to 5 for some people. If you really, I think
depending what you come in with.
The key is how much time you have, and at what point you're super comfortable quitting your job, which I do not recommend doing too early. Mm-hmm. And spending full time with one assistant, you could get really far really fast.
You could.
With one good assistant. Let's say you hired somebody like a former escrow agent who really understands a lot of this, you'd kill it.
Exactly.
We have a firefighter that was doing really well because they have strange hours, and I think a pilot too. They have some very, they have unique hours.
Well, that's why I think too some of our international people, they can take the calls on their time, they don't mind. I think they must set aside a couple nights a week that they're just going to answer the phone or something. So, but they're in completely opposite time zones, and it's not phasing them at all.
Right.
So I think it's awesome. So I learned that a long time ago. My brother was in the day trading business, and he had people that were working international, and they would be doing one market. Because, the European market versus the U.S. market or the Asian market, you could work 24 hours around the clock.
Sure.
I don't know how that would work sleep-wise, but some people would do multiple markets and crazy schedules.
Day trading has such a bad rap. And your brother somehow figured that all out.
Did.
Was really, really, really successful at it. Why do you think? Does he have a calculator brain or something?
No, he does not have a calculator brain.
Is he great at spreadsheets?
He's good at spreadsheets. He's good good at implementing. He's good at running a show. He's good at figuring stuff out. He
just doesn't stop kind of thing.
He worked for someone and really made it his mission to say, you know what? I'm killing it for this guy. I could do this better. And you know what else? No obstacle got in his way. This is a really good thing. You needed to have to open your own day trading business. You had to have, with the SEC and all the stuff that you had to do. He figured it out, and I don't know, you have to have all this money behind you to do these trades, and he figured all that out, got all the investors involved, and got the, he didn't have much money to do this, and he figured it out. So
that's great.
Yeah. Bottom line is he basically then became bigger than his former employer.
Wow.
He did.
I never knew that.
He did.
It's impressive.
He did. A lot of it was software too. He developed the latest and greatest, fastest software for this, and it was very successful.
Cool.
Anyway, enough about that. Back to the airport game.
Yeah. So enough of that real estate stuff.
Yeah, airport game. Steven, tell us the airport game.
So Jill and I were in an airport not too long ago. I don't know, maybe a couple of years ago. I think we were coming back from Barbados, and the flight was delayed or something was happening or whatever. And we were all sitting in one area. I think we were all basically waiting for the same flight, probably in the bar. I don't remember.
In the bar. We're there. Yeah. So speak us one area. One area with stools and a counter up this high with glasses on it. And a person on the other side of the counter.
Oh, you mean the soda
called
pop,
a bar.
The soda pop fountain.
Yeah, that's it. It's the airport bar.
So I stood up and I said, I would like to have everybody's attention. I have just created this game called the airport game because none of us are going to ever see each other again.
Yep.
So if you'd like to stand up and say whatever the heck's on your mind, I don't care how good it is or bad it is or what it's rated. There's no kids here. Please stand up and tell us some crazy stuff about yourself. And then I said, I'll go first.
I didn't remember what you let off with.
I don't either.
I wish I could.
I should make something up.
That was so funny. And
everybody loved it.
Oh, yeah. It's just talk about laughing and silly stuff. We got weird things like, people miserable with their wives or their whatever stuff because they're never going to see us again. Like
somebody said, I really don't want to go home at all.
Exactly.
And then they reeled off a lot of reasons why.
I'm here on a business trip that I made up. I just had to get out of town. That kind of a thing.
Right.
I can't tell anybody, but I can tell you all.
Somebody said I had $30,000 in credit card debt or something. It was funny, man.
Oh, my goodness. So, yeah. So what's funny is we have the airport game has kind of evolved, and so if you ever want to play this game at home, don't play it at home.
No,
by the way,
don't play it at home.
But you can. It doesn't have to be in an airport, but you want to do it when you're in an environment where there's people there that
you're never
are
gonna see again.
traveling. Maybe they're traveling, you're not, and you are. You're never going to see them again. Bring out the
Las
airport
Vegas
game.
or something.
Oh, sure.
Or Scottsdale's a destination tourist situation.
Yeah,
so we run into people everywhere you go. You run into people.
They're just
You're
visiting.
never
They
gonna
don't
see
live
them
there.
again.
Mm-hmm.
People love it,
Oh, it's
or they
hilarious.
hate it. They think you're crazy.
Most people love it.
I don't think you're crazy ever, but they think I'm
Thank you.
crazy.
There, you know what's funny? It seems like sometimes they have to warm up to it. They kind of go, is this a safe? You have to make sure that they know that this is a safe environment.
Yeah, I wouldn't walk up to a traffic cop and play the airport game with them. Hey,
That's
you know
funny.
what, copper? We're never going to see each other
Yeah,
again.
I got home last night. You're going to love this one. I have no lights on my bike. That's hilarious.
Yeah, there's a
gonna
lot
go,
of people you don't
Yeah,
want
we
to
are
play
going to
this
see
with.
each other again. We're going to see each other again in about 30 days in front of a guy called a judge. Not a good place for the airport game.
That's the back end of the show when you should never play the airport game.
Yeah. You know what's funny? Sometimes the airport game is more fun when Stacy's there.
Oh, yeah.
We'll leave that alone.
Yeah, we will. There's a girl inside of Jill named Stacy. It's another podcast. You should,
I don't know.
if you're interested in that kind of thing, you should listen to that. A girl comes out of Stacy once in a while. She's a lot of fun. She has a whole different attitude than Jill does.
Which is funny. If anybody know, this is a good point. If anybody, once you get to know me, I don't take a lot of things seriously anyway. Well, Stacy really doesn't take things seriously.
I'm actually the voice of reason with Stacy, and that scares the heck out of me.
That's true. That's really funny.
Janice, I'm sorry, from Florida. It will take as long as it takes to get to our level. And I tell you, if you put your mind to it, it'll take 24, 36, worst case, 5 years. My mom had a saying. She said, 10 years from now, it's going to be 10 years from now. So I think what she was really saying was, why are you so lazy?
I've
And I'm
never
not being
been a
preachy here.
fan of that saying.
You haven't?
No, there's two
That's a
sayings.
thanks for telling me on the air.
Sorry. Do you know what? I have another saying that someone told me years ago, and that also
Never listened to your mother?
No, that wasn't it. You can sleep when you're dead.
Yeah, I don't like that.
I don't
either.
like that one either.
Do you think that? I don't think they're similar at all.
They're just two sayings that get under my skin.
I don't like that saying either, Jill.
And if this was the airport game, I would be shouting it out to everybody. I hate this saying. You can sleep when you're dead.
I don't like that either.
No.
Why do people say that?
I don't know. They're burning the candle both ends and they're justifying it, I guess.
I read recently that if you're getting less than 8 hours of sleep, consistently, you're going to die. That your body...
What the heck?
No, I'm serious. There's a serious issues with getting...
We don't need to traumatize our listeners here, Stephen.
Oh, no. All right, you're not going to die. It's just
Thank
really
you.
bad for you. Sorry.
Okay, thank you. But I think some people need less sleep. Some people need more sleep. Like you and I are different, for sure.
Yeah, but I really think in the end it generally levels out. Generally. Let's say 1 + 1 hour plus minus 1 hour. But, I've known people who say they brag about, I only get 3 or 4 hours of sleep every single night, all the time. I don't think that's good.
I don't think that's good.
I don't know. I think it's true, first of all, but I don't know.
We should end with a funny airport game.
Go for it.
Saying, you and I, what would I share if you and I were playing the airport game right now? Oh, I'm trying to think of something personal and I can't think of it right now. You go first. Do you have one?
No, I don't.
Oh, you're waiting for me. Okay. What would be a good airport game saying? Oh, I've got it. I've never seen Godfather. Or
That is a good airport topic.
it is.
That's perfect.
I should have seen.
I tried to watch The Godfather with Jill once. I got all excited. It was a long time ago. I went and rented it or whatever. And she couldn't get past the wedding. There's a lot of stuff like that with you.
I'm sorry. That's my airport thing. I'm sorry, I've never seen The Godfather or Caddyshack.
Yeah, if it's now we're getting way off topic. If it's like a musical from the 50s or 60s, Jill knows all the words.
Okay, give me your airport game saying.
I just can't think of one on the spot right now.
See, it's a little more difficult than you thought it is.
Yeah. Hey, if you have an airport game saying that discussion that you want us to bring up, or if you want to be on the air, call us at 888-735-5045. Join us in another episode where Jill and I discuss your all-important success in real estate investment and in life. All the airport game topics that are a lot of fun are just not rated properly for this show.
Oh, I was thinking of some that you can, like one for you is, it's...
You're thinking one's for me?
For me, yeah, well, I mean, it's kind of cool. You have some good ones like you can say, because it makes you think. If I were you, I'd say something like, I have already owned every vehicle I ever want to own.
Yeah,
that makes you think.
Stuff like that.
Well, it's kind of cool. You kind of go,
how do you come off saying something like that without bragging?
No, it's just kind of cool. I mean, I don't know, inspires me to go.
I just see everybody in the whole airport bar going, oh, great, idiot. Oh, thanks. Thanks for telling us our own lives suck.
Okay, how about I have another one. I hate hot meals.
Yeah.
Everything has to be room temperature for me. I don't like it.
Oh, this is a venting thing for you now, isn't
I'm
it?
just saying, this is not me, by the way, everyone.
I
It's
know,
Steven.
you're venting about my stuff.
Well, I'm just trying to think of one for you. I'm
right,
thinking of a Steven one.
You want to play like that? I'll give you some stuff.
Oh, no.
There's some stuff about you, Missy.
Oh, no, here we go, Missy. Here it comes. Okay, what's mine?
Honestly, Jill, there's not very many things at all about you. And whatever they are, you make up for it in ridiculously awesome ways. And I mean that.
Thank you. So do you.
Let's go buy some property or whatever else after that.
We hold a drawing to win a free property every month. Enter to win by reviewing this show on iTunes and downloading our free ebook at landacademy.com.
If you want to get involved or you need more information about our profitable, niche real estate operation, call 480-467-0359. You just might get Jill at the other end of the line.
landacademy.com. You are not alone in your real estate ambition.